And with that, I'd like to invite Commissioner Sharp to come up. I have 7:06. I'm going to use the shepherd's hook if you go too long.
7 minutes. I'll hold to it. Well, I'm honored to be here, and really honored to have the opportunity to speak to you. This is going to be, I think, one of the most interesting and engaging election years in recent memory. I remember when I ran for Congress back in '94, great change was taking place. At that time, the Republicans took control of the Congress after 30 years of House rule by the Democrats, and Newt Gingrich became Speaker of the House. And a lot of good things happened, but a lot of bad things happened as well. And the Republican Party did what at times the party in power does. It loses its focus, becomes more interested in retaining power than doing what's right. The people rose up, turned the party and turned the House back over to the Democrats. Well, I ran for Congress first because I was concerned about the federal government, the size of federal government, and also taxes. Taxes were too high. I ran against Sam Gibbons, and I lost. I then ran against Jim Davis, and I lost. It was District 11, the seat that Kathy Castor now holds. It was a very difficult seat to win. But when I was walking door to door, talking to people, I realized at the local level, that's where real decisions were made, and that's where you could actually have a positive impact on your community, and that's where you know who your elected officials are, and you can point the finger and say, hey, you're spending my money, and I don't like the way you're doing it. When I ran in 2004, after being out of politics for 8 years after losing, I wasn't sure if I was going to run again. I got married. I have 3 children. Wild, rambunctious children. They're great kids. And yeah, very busy. But I wanted to get back in, and I wanted to serve, and I wanted to do something about what I saw in Hillsborough County and in Florida. When I was born here in 1960, 4 million people lived in the state. Now we have close to 20 million, about 19 million. When I ran for county commission in 2004, people were pouring into Hillsborough County, some 26,000 a year. 1,000 people a day were coming into Florida. We talked about what our industry was, what our jobs were. It was home building. If you wanted a job, you were a developer, or you had the trade to build a home, or you were in the mortgage industry providing loans for home builders, or for the home buyers. But that wasn't our industry. We really didn't have a good plan for job creation. When I got elected, I said, I'm going to focus like a laser on finding a way so that when the 46,000 plus kids who graduate from USF go out to the job market, they won't just leave Hillsborough County and Tampa, they'll stay here. And we needed to focus on building a strong job market. And we've got a great core, USF, Moffitt Cancer, VA Hospital, Pep and Heart. You know, you've got a lot going on here. West Shore Shopping District, the largest shopping district in the state. Branded, growing, exploding in size. But there's an issue that really causes a problem when you talk about economic development in a place like Tampa. It's one of the reasons why we have the second most dangerous roads in the nation. It's one of the reasons why the cost, Mr. Kate's going to talk about the fact that everybody can get a Ferrari for the cost of to build a light railway. Well, you might be able to get the Ferrari, but you can't pay for the insurance or put the gas in the car, because Hillsborough County is one of the most expensive communities in the nation for insuring a car. We have dangerous roads. We've got failed roads, $16 billion right now in failed roads in our county. And when I looked at the economic development picture, and I talked about what we're going to do for transportation, I realized we have to do something to fix our failed roads. At the very time that we began to run into the wall, which was, we're running out of money. Next year, the county's going to have to deal with $56 million in lost revenue. We're going to be cutting programs that we currently are funding this year. We're going to be cutting senior programs. We're going to be cutting animal service programs. We're going to be looking at code enforcement. We don't have any money for the $16 billion in failed roads. And so a task force worked for 3 years, of which I was a member of, to analyze the road situation and see, is there a way for us to attract business, to do what other communities are doing, and to move people rapidly? And we came up with a plan, which we're going to present to the voters, which I think is a very democratic thing to do. Everyone should have the opportunity, I believe, to vote yay or nay on this, and not have 7 commissioners decide for them how we're going to grow. and if we're going to address transportation. I did not go into that meeting, or did not go onto that task force 3 years ago thinking I was going to be supporting a 1-cent referendum or even really light rail. But when I analyzed what other communities were doing, when I traveled to Charlotte and saw how a Republican mayor, 7-term Republican mayor, fiscal conservative, said, you can widen a road only so much. Brian knows, he's back there, he's seen it. When you start widening roads, the community begins to rise up and say, well, wait a minute, like we're seeing on Lithia Pinecrest even now. You're going to widen that road, you're going to put me out of business. You're going to widen that road, you're going to make it impassable for people, for pedestrians. We're already dangerous enough for pedestrians. You're going to widen Bruceby Downs, now you're going to make it impossible for all of us who live off Bruceby Downs, because you're just going to attract more traffic, they're going to hit a roadblock, and they're going to be looking for side streets to take. Everybody complains about widening roads. I was kind of surprised. Limeball, going out to West Chase. I thought everybody would want to widen a road. They don't want to. First off, it's incredibly expensive. And second, once you widen the road, it just gets congested again. Is there a smarter way to move people? Is there a less expensive way to move people? Is there a way to provide options so that not everyone will use any one option, but they'll choose one that might suit them? Charlotte, Salt Lake City, Dallas, Houston, Austin have all been, Phoenix just recently. Daggone it, Oklahoma City in December of 2009 voted for a 1-cent referendum to support a light rail system. This is Oklahoma. You don't get any redder as a red state than Oklahoma. Dallas said, you know what, this makes sense. David's got a Maserati or Ferrari piece out there and talks about the fact that you can get 2 Ferraris for the cost of the 2% that will ride the light rail system. 24,000 people, we estimate, will use it when it starts, which is usually the estimate that you're seeing in most cities. And he factors, he says it costs $6.2 billion to build it. It doesn't cost $6.2. No one's ever said $6.2 billion to build the rail line. We're looking at a 21-mile line. Now we believe we can take it out to 26. It will cost approximately $1.8 billion. That's a lot of money. 1.8, a lot of money. Do you know how much it costs to widen I-275 north of downtown Tampa up to USF? Over $2 billion. And that's just one piece of the 21 miles we're talking about. The reason that people go to rail and or bus is because there are certain roads, and LA has seen this. They were, forget transit, we only widen roads. That's why they've got the problems they've got, some of the problems they've got, as a result of just focusing on widening. Now you've got massive freeways, they're still congested, people hate to ride it. Is there a better way?